Okay, all right. So now, as you can see, we are going to solve set C today in a study about male and female students of commerce and science departments of a college in 5 years. The following data were obtained. So in 1995, 70% male students, 65 read commerce, 20% of female students read science, and 3000 are total number of students. 75% male students, 40%. This data is given for the year 1995 and 2000. And they have asked you, after combining both batches, if X denotes the ratio of female commerce students to female science students and Y denotes the ratio of male commerce student to male science students, then find out which of the options is correct. So 70% male students are there. So 65% of male students read commerce. Will it be 65% of male students or will it be 65% of total students? Let me know this, please, everyone. Will it be total number of students? See, in the year 1995, 70 male students are given. Okay, 65% read commerce, means out of 70%, 65 read commerce, or out of the total population, 65% read commerce, total population. Okay, 20% of female students read science, and 3000 is the total number of students. So what should we do now? Tell me the steps. We will solve them together, but steps have to be told by you. Harshavardhan, can you tell me the first step? What can be done? Arnav? Hmm. Hmm. That only I am asking you. I want some answers from you students also. You can take anything. Correct. When it is not specified, you can take it, and basically there is an error in this particular problem. Okay. So we are going to assume a few things and then we are going to solve. So let us form the table first. So we are solving set C. Set C, question number 1. 1995 is the year given. So let us form the table first. See, now total number of students for this year is given. See, so I am going to form the table: male, female, total, then commerce, science, and total. This is going to be total number of students is given as 3000 for 1995. This is already given to us. Okay, so this is already given to us. Then what else is given? 70% students are male. So 70 upon 100 into 3000. What is the answer? 70 upon 100 into 3000. 2100. Okay. So tell me, how many number of females? 3000 minus 2100. So 900 are the number of females. So 65% read commerce. So 65 upon 100 into 3000. Tell me, 65 upon 100 into 3000. What is the answer? 65 upon 100 into 3000. $1950. So this total is given to us. Correct? So tell me how much is 3000 minus 1950? That will give us the number of science students. Do it. 3000 minus 1950. Correct. Now, what is the next thing that is given to us? Any other details? 20% of female students read science. So 20%. So 20 upon 100 into what you are going to do for female students? 20 upon 100 into how many total female students are there? 180 females who read science. Now tell me, how much is 900 minus 180? That will give us the females who read commerce. 900 minus 180, 720. Everybody has understood up till here how we have solved? Now total may say 720 are females. So how many will be males? 1950 minus 720. What is the answer? 1230. And number of males who read science. So out of total 1230 read commerce. So 2100 minus 1230. Answer is 870. Is it? Understood? What we have done, all of you have understood for 1995. Now form the same type of table from the given information and fill in the blanks for the year 2000. So this part all of you are going to do. I have shown you first 1995 how to fill in the blanks. Now do it for the year 2000. Same table you have to draw. For the year 2000, I am going to draw the table. Online students, any doubt? Anyone? Have you understood what I have done up till now? Please let me know in the chat box. Online students, I want you to tell me in the chat box whether you've understood. Okay. So you are understanding what we are trying to do over here. Now let us do the same table, male, female, total, commerce, science. Wait, I'm going to show you the screen, don't worry. And total. So 3600 is the total number of students that is given to us. 3600. I'm going to just write down the table now. If you don't understand anything, ask. So 3600 minus 900 gives us 2700. 1440 minus 90 gives us 1350. And 2160 minus 810 again 1350. Now, they have told us to find out ratio of commerce and science female students after combining. Hmm. So combine both the years basically. Okay. So what is the ratio now? How do we calculate the ratio? X is given as, tell me the number of females who read. So that is 720 plus 810. So these females and these females who read commerce we are going to add first. So 720. Okay, wait, I'll show you. 720 plus 810 upon females who read science, that is 180 plus 90. 180 plus 90. So 1530 upon 270. Answer is, tell me, 5.67. So which is the correct option? Similarly, why you will do the same thing? Why you have to find out the ratio of male students after combining? So 1, 2, what was that? Male students 1230 plus 1350. 1350 to the number of males who read science in both years. So that is nothing but 1350 plus 870. 1350 plus 870. So tell me the answer for Y. 1.16. So the answer is 1.16. Easy. Let us solve the next one. Next question. Just a minute. The next question is, please solve the please go through the question number 2 and tell me what is to be done. I hope question number 2 is visible. Please tell me what is given. Okay. So in a study relating to the laborers of a jute mill in West Bengal, the following information was collected. So what is the answer, by the way, for question number 1? X is equal to Y, X is greater than Y, X is less than Y, X is option B. Next, 20% of the total employees were females and 40% of them were married. 30 female workers were not members of the trade union. Compared to this, out of 600 male workers, 500 were members of the trade union and 50% of male workers were married. The unmarried non-member male employees were 60, which formed 10% of the total male employees. Unmarried non-members of employees were 80. On the basis of this information, find out the ratio of married male non-members to married female non-members. So how will you find how will you form the table? Can you tell me how do we form the table? First, form the table for members of the trade union. We will form members of the trade union. We are solving question number 2 from set C. Okay, let us form the table. Male, female, total, married. So we are forming a table for members, huh? Members of trade union. Married, unmarried, and total. So based on the given information, can you fill out this table? Please do it. I'm going to ask each and every one of you, you're going to tell me. Come on. Percentage is given to you. From that, you will have to find out the values. That is not so difficult, I hope. Priya मला सांगणार. Members. Next question. प्रिया मला सांगणार आहे. इन्फॉर्मेशन वरनं मी टेबल काढलंय. ओके, नाव आपल्याला फक्त फिल इन द ब्लँक्स करायचं आहे. मी तेही केलेलं आहे. फक्त तुम्हाला सांगायचं आहे आन्सर कसं आलं. कॅन यू टेल मी अर्णव? येस, गुड, ट्राय. So what is given? 20% of total employees were females and 40% of them were married. 30% were not members, so these are non-members. Compared to this, out of 600 male workers, 500 were members of the trade union. So 500 is the total number of males that is given to us. So see, female workers is 20%. Male workers is 80%. Correct? Total number of workers काय दिलेत आपल्याला? 600. I am talking about members of the trade union. Total is given to us as 600. 80% of the total are male members, means 80 upon 100 into 600. So this comes out to be yes, tell me the answer. So this is females, we have found out. 20% are females, so 20 upon 100 into 600 gives the answer as 120. So total number of females is written here as 120. Similarly, 80 upon 100 into 600 gives me total is given to us as 500. Oh, sorry. This is given to us as 500. This is 500. So tell me how much is 500 plus 120? 620? Correct? So have you understood how to solve this? Any doubts? Online students, any doubts? Have you understood what we have done over here? ratio. Okay, now let us form the table for non-members, please. So I hope everybody has written this down. Let us go to non-members. Have you written it down, all of you? Hello. Okay. So now let us do it for non-members. So for non-members, let us form the table. Married, unmarried, then total, male, female, total. Here this is 40, 10, so this is 50, 60, 100, 20, 30, and 80, 130. Next is 80, 130. Okay, now give me. Hello. Now is my voice audible? Okay. So the ratio they have asked us to find out of married male non-members to the married female non-members, which comes out to be 40 upon 10, that is 4 is to 1. आदित्य कळलं काय केलं? कळलं नसेल तर विचारा. काही सबट्रॅक्शन पर्सेंटेज घेणं जर कळलं नसेल तर प्लीज आस्क. Okay. Now let us go to example number 3. So what is the correct option? 4 is to 1 option. C is the correct option. Okay. Now next question is this. Weight is given if the data are arranged in the form of frequency distribution with class intervals, then frequencies for the 5 intervals are given to you. So basically you have to form a table and arrange it correctly. Okay, so the question number 3 is given over here. Please read the question and try to form the correct frequency table. You will try first, then I will show you what is to be done. Okay, please try. Okay. So yes, what do you need to do here in this example number 3? The weight. So you have to basically form class intervals 81 to 100, 101 to 120. Now tell me, are these class intervals continuous? No, they are just group frequencies. So find out how many lie between 81 to 100 and form the table. Come on. Tell me what needs to be done. So tell me what needs to be done. Who will tell me? Harshavardhan? Can you tell me? Or Priya, Bhavna, anyone? How will you form the frequency table? Calculate. टेबल फॉर्म करायचं आहे, स्टॅटिस्टिक्स चालू आहे. हां, सो टेबल करायचं आहे. कसला टेबल करायचं आहे आपल्याला? 81 to 100 आपल्याला क्लास इंटरवल्स आर गिवन टू अस. हां, सो 81 to 100 किती चेक करा, किती numbers are there between 81 to 100. That will give you the frequency. Correct, that is 12. Palak has told me the correct answer. That is 12. We are solving the third one from set C. Weight and so this is weight and this is number of students or frequency. So we are forming two columns. So first weight 81 to 100. So Palak has told me there are 12. Then 101 to 120. How many? 12. That is correct, Palak. कोणाचं 11 आलं? Please count again. 120 to 121 to 140. Yes, so tell me. 6. Good. And 141 to 160. 9. That's correct. 161 to 180. Okay. So which is the correct option? D is the correct option. Good. I hope everybody can count and do the counting correctly. Please do not make any mistake over there. Otherwise your answer will be wrong. Okay. Now next. Yes, Priya. Fourth. दिसतंय fourth? मला आता सांग काय करावं लागेल? मॅम आम्ही कुठे लक्ष देतोय? आम्ही काही नाही लक्ष देत आणि मग आम्ही नंतर म्हणतो. हां हां, चला करा काउंट आणि सांगा काय आन्सर येत आहे. हुशार आहेत, हुशार. गुड, दॅट इज इम्पॉर्टंट. चला फ्रिक्वेन्सी डेन्सिटी कशी काढायची? हू विल टेल मी? अर्णव, हर्षवर्धन, ओम, अथर्व, आदित्य, सृष्टी, and her name is भावना प्रियाचं लक्षात आहे नाव. I'll remember. पायल. चल, तुझं नाव काय? आकांक्षा. आणि तुझं सृष्टी. हा, बघ माझी पण मेमरी गुड आहे. ओके, क्वेश्चन नंबर 4. चला, आकांक्षा समजतंय का आपण काय करतोय? कळतंय ना? सी, इफ एनीबडी हॅज एनी डाऊट मला आत्ता विचारा. अथर्व, समजतंय का नक्की? हा, मग ते येईल ना. सोपं आहे ना. करा बरं. झालं? आन्सर काय आलं? फक्त फ्रिक्वेन्सी आपल्याला करायचं आहे का? नाही, आपल्याला फ्रिक्वेन्सी डेन्सिटी काढायची फॉर द क्लास इंटरव्हल. मग कशी काढणार? बघा, आता 30 to 39 मध्ये किती फ्रिक्वेन्सी आली आपली? 9. अरे 9. ओके, हर्षवर्धन इज सेइंग इट इज 9. करेक्ट. 40 to 49, व्हेरी गुड, 11. 50 to 59, 7. हां, सो दीज आर द फ्रिक्वेन्सीज. हां, अथर्व फ्रिक्वेन्सीज तुला येणार कॅल्क्युलेट करायला. आता डेन्सिटी कशी कॅल्क्युलेट करायची? सी, कायम लक्षात ठेवा, डेन्सिटी इज पर 100. डेन्सिटी इज मेजर्ड पर 100. ओके, सो frequency density, write down the formula. Frequency density is equal to frequency upon 100. हां, सो फर्स्ट फ्रिक्वेन्सी आपली काय आली होती? 9. 9 upon 100 is 0.9. 11 upon 100 is 1.1. 11 upon 100 is 1.1. Tell me, will it be per 100 or will it be per 10? How is density calculated? It is given in the textbook. Per 100 calculate होणार का पर? हे बघा, कायम लक्षात ठेवा, काल आपण एक फॉर्म्युला केला होता, इफ यू रिमेंबर. फ्रिक्वेन्सी डेन्सिटी, राइट डाउन. फ्रिक्वेन्सी डेन्सिटी इज इक्वल टू फ्रिक्वेन्सी ऑफ क्लास divided by class length. Frequency density is equal to frequency of class divided by class length. आता 30 to 39 म्हणजे क्लास लेंथ काय येणार? कशी काढायची क्लास लेंथ? सबट्रॅक्ट करा. 39 minus 30 किती येतं? सो दॅट इज द क्लास लेंथ. सी, 30 पासून काउंट कर भावना जरा. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. किती झाली क्लास लेंथ? 10. सो यू हॅव टू डिवाइड बाय 10. सो 9 divided by 10 is 0.9. 11 divided by 10 is 1.1. अरे देवा. 7 divided by 10 is 0.7. आन्सर काय आहे? 0.9, 1.1, 0.7. ऑप्शन. थँक यू. प्लीज नोट द फॉर्म्युला. चला, आता 5th. येस, आता अर्णव 5th अख्खं करणार आहे. 5 minutes आय एम गोइंग टू गिव्ह ऑल ऑफ यू. प्लीज डू द 5th one. इट इज व्हेरी इझी. Okay. So in fifth question, all of you have done the class intervals correctly. Anyone got the answer? See, these are very easy type of questions. The fifth question is very, very easy. Okay, I'm just going to tell you how to find out the percentage. Write down. Percentage frequency is equal to frequency of the class. Percentage frequency is equal to frequency of the class upon total frequency of data. Percentage frequency of class is equal to frequency of the class upon total frequency of data. So can anybody tell me which are the last 5 class intervals? Palak? Wait, I'll just write down the last 5. Fifth question we are solving. Yes, the frequency, class frequencies. Tell me. Last 5. 46 to 48. And the frequency is 9. Then 49 to 51. Frequencies. 49 to 51. Harshavardhan, what is the frequency? 46 to 48 is 9. वो भी 9 ही है. Okay. Then 52 to 8 का 9 है. ओम काय आता ना काउंटिंग मी नाही शिकवू शकत नाही का. सगळ्यांनी नीट काउंटिंग करा प्लीज. व्हॉट इज 52 to 54? 5. What is 56 to 55 to 57 and 58 to 60, right? $58 to 60 का 61. Okay, 55 to 57 काय है? 1 and 58 to 60 2. आता percentage frequency म्हणजे काय? Frequency of class upon total frequency. So frequency, total frequency काय आहे सांगा मला? 50. So 9 upon 50 multiplied by so that is 18 for the first one. 8 upon 50 into 100. Good. This is 16. फ्रिक्वेन्सी काही चुकली आहे का कोणाची? सांगा काय आहे फ्रिक्वेन्सी 49 to 51? होंगे, हो सकता है. All of you got the same answer, right? Just check it between you. Because this is the only method in which it can be solved. Answer is option A according to Bhavna. It's है ना option, बरोबर ना? Tell me how much is 5 upon 50 into 100? 10. Then next is 1 upon 50 into 100. That is nothing but 2. And 2 upon 50 into 100 is 4. So this इथे 9 आहे का? हर्षवर्धन, हॅव यू, पण मग हे 18च येईल, 18च येईल. Everybody got the same answer? Online students, any doubt? Anyone? Have you understood how it is to be done? Okay. Okay. So now here we come to the end of this first part of statistics. Now let us do the second part. So the additional question bank has to be solved as homework by you guys, and you have to ask the doubts if you have any. Okay. Now let us move to the second part called as sampling. Again, a lot of theory today. Okay, now I want you all to read this introduction part that they have given from the textbook. Please go through the introduction. Textbook nahi hai? See, now up till now what we have studied, what are the basics of statistics we have studied. Now we are going to study about samples that are taken. Okay, what is sampling? If out of 100, I've made 4 groups of 100 divided by 4 is how much? 25 each. Okay, so that 25 ka group is my one sample. Now, so now let us consider this example which they have given over here in the textbook itself. In the first example, let us share the problem faced by Mr. Basu. Mr. Basu would like to put a big order for electric lamps produced by Mr. Ahuja's company, General Electrics. But before putting the order, he must know whether the claim made by Mr. Ahuja that the lamps of General Electricals last for at least 1500 is justified. Okay. So have you understood the problem? Miss Manju Bedi is a well-known social activist. Of late, she has noticed that the incidence of a particular disease in her area is on the rise. She claims that 20% of the people in her town have been suffering from this disease. These are the 2 situations which they have given. In both situations, there are 3 types of problems that are faced. The first problem is how to draw a representative sample from population of electrical lamps in the first case, and from population of human beings in her town in the second case. The second problem is to estimate the population parameters like the average life of the bulbs produced by General Electricals and proportion of people suffering from the disease in the first and second examples. So now, first example kya tha? Mr. Basu, he would like to put a big order for electric lamps produced by Mr. Ahuja's company, General Electricals. But before he put the order, he has to know whether the claim made by Mr. Ahuja that the electric lamps would last for 1500 hours is justified. Okay. So what he is going to do, the first problem is what? How a representative sample can be drawn from those electric bulbs. Okay. Second problem is what? What will be the average life of the bulbs produced by him? Okay. And the third problem is about decision making. Is that there is enough evidence, once again on the basis of sample observations, to suggest that the claims made by Mr. Ahuja are justifiable. Okay. So first problem was finding out the representative sample. Second problem was finding out the estimate of the parameter. And the third problem was having enough evidence. Huh? Now all these three problems are solved by sampling. Okay. So write down what is sampling first. Write down the definition of sampling. I hope all the problems are clear to you. Sample survey, write this down. Sample survey is the study of an unknown population on the basis of a proper representative sample that is drawn from it. I have marked whatever you have to write down. Sample survey is the study of unknown population on the basis of a proper representative sample which is drawn from it. So, we are going to say that sampling sampling is the process of selecting a subset. Write down. Sampling is a process of selecting a subset or sample from a large population. Sampling is the process of selecting a subset, in bracket write down sample, from a larger population to study and draw conclusion about the entire population. Sampling is the process of selecting a subset or a sample from a larger population to study and draw conclusions about the entire population. Write down example. In a survey about voter preferences. Write down the example. In a survey about voter preferences, instead of interviewing every voter, a sample of voters is selected. A sample of voters is selected to represent the entire electorate. A sample of voters is selected to represent the entire electorate. Have you understood this part? What is a sample? Have you understood? Okay. Write down. Why is sampling important? Question mark. Why is sampling important? Question mark. Why is sampling important? First point, cost effective. Studying the entire population can be expensive and time consuming. So instead of taking the entire population, it is converted into groups or samples to make it cost effective. Second, feasibility. It is impractical to study the entire population. So when you take a small sample, it is feasible to study that sample. So you can write it down. It is practically impossible to study the entire population. Third part, accuracy. A well-chosen sample can provide accurate results. If it is done properly. Okay. Now, there are a few laws of sampling. Now I have one question for all of you. Okay, if let us say our population is 1 million, huh? So how am I going to decide how many samples do I need to take? That will be decided on, suppose let us take an example of Pune, district Pune. How many areas are there in Pune? Let us say there are 10 areas. Okay. So now from every area we are going to collect one sample. So based upon that particular area, we are going to find out some conclusions from the sampling. Okay. So how many numbers of samples to be made will be decided upon the entire population or the density of that particular area. Now let us go through the different principles. First is the law of statistical regularity. Write down the principles. Principles of sampling. First principle, law of statistical regularity. First, law of statistical regularity. As you can see over here, just read this point. According to the law of statistical regularity, if a sample of fairly large size is drawn from the population under discussion at random, then on an average the sample would possess the characteristic of that population. What is the meaning of this? Please read this and you can take any example and explain it to me. Anyone. प्रिया रीड कर आणि मला सांग. तू सांगू शकतेस कारण मला माहिती आहे. टेल मी. So basically, suppose this is which area? Bajirao Road area. We have made 4 samples. Okay, and the samples are fairly large. Now, what is the general characteristic of people living over here? Maximum number of students are there. Okay. Okay. So basically, the characteristics of the population under Bajirao Road is that most of them are students, a few of them are professionals. This is the conclusion that can be drawn. So this is nothing but the law of statistical regularity. So from just a sample, you can understand the entire, what you can say, quality or yes, the quality of the entire sample. From that sample you can determine the quality of the population. Okay. Second, principle of inertia. Write down second, principle of inertia. Principle of inertia. The results derived from a sample according to the principle of inertia of large numbers are likely to be more reliable, accurate, precise as the sample size increases, provided other factors are kept constant. So just read this. Okay, read this point and tell me what is principle of inertia. Arnav, what is so important? Tell me also. I would like to hear. Or you can come and sit over here and I will do the same thing which you are doing right now and see how it feels. If you have to discuss anything with me, you can discuss. Don't talk among yourselves when I am teaching something. Please pay attention. That is very, what you can say, very insulting to the person who is sitting in front of you, isn't it? Yes, what is the mean? See, now this is a theory part. I am trying to make you understand this theory. Why? Because this is going to be our basic of statistics. So तुम्हाला जेवढा कंटाळा येतो तेवढाच मला कंटाळा येतो to explain the theory. But still I am trying to do that. Why? Because I want all of you to understand the basics. Yes, Arnav? And this is the only way in which I can explain it to you. There is no other way. So please read and tell me what is the principle of inertia states, or anybody from you. So what does it state? So the sampling will be more reliable, accurate and precise even though the sample size increases, provided all other factors are kept constant. Which are the other factors which are kept constant? Sample size. So suppose if I take one sample, from that the total number of males will remain the same, females will remain the same, okay? But when they say that the sample size is increased, all these factors are going to remain the same. Only area is going to become large in that sample, correct? Number of males and females will change or remain the same? Same? They will increase according to the area, correct? According to the ratio, they are going to increase. But all other factors are constant means what? Males and females will be present. That factor is going to remain constant. Understood? Right. So according to the size, the ratio will increase, definitely. But the factors will remain same. That is, male and female will remain same. Okay, these are the factors. Next, principle of optimization. Principle of optimization. It ensures that an optimum level of efficiency at a minimum cost is obtained. Kayam, as you all know, even though the level of efficiency is decided by cost always. So jitna kam cost, utna efficiency greater. Can we say that? Efficiency and cost don't go hand in hand at all. Okay, but generally what does our government try to do? Minimum cost mein we have to get maximum results. That is principle of optimization. Understood? And the last part, principle of validity. It states that a sampling design is valid only if it is possible to obtain valid estimates and valid tests about the population parameters. Okay. Now, whatever sampling that you have done, if the results are not accurate, if the results are not reliable, then what is the purpose of doing sampling? Okay. So, principle of validity states or determines whether whatever results you have found out, are they valid? So, they will be valid based on what? Based on your sample size, based on the correct analysis of that particular sample and so on. So, validity is very important. Otherwise, what's the point in doing the sampling? Okay. So, have you understood these parts? Any doubt? Let us go to the next. Comparison between the sample size. Comparison between the sample size and complete enumeration. We'll just go through. I'll just tell you. When a complete information is collected for all units, it is defined as a complete enumeration or census. Have you heard the word census? What is census? Have you heard? What is that? Number of people in a particular year. Is it a census? Chalo, find out karo Google pe, everybody. Tell me what is the meaning of census. Yes. Tell me the meaning of census. What is census? Count of people. Jana Ganana, correct. Okay. So, see, generally sampling is done for population only. Okay. So, it is defined as a complete enumeration or census. If we prefer the sample survey to complete enumeration, following are the factors which are important. Speed is important. Faster speed should be there so that the result will be, so we will receive the result in a less amount of time. Second, cost effective, always for India, everything has to be cost effective. Third, reliability, it has to be reliable because of trained enumerators, better supervision and application of modern techniques. So the sampling has to be done using modern technique, then only it will be more accurate and reliable. Next, accuracy. Every sampling is subjected to what is known as sampling fluctuation or a sampling error. See now, every time a human error will be there. Either a human error or a machine error can be there. So now we have to minimize the errors in order to obtain maximum accuracy. Okay, that is what is the meaning of this. So the sampling errors are also there which have to be considered. And the last part, necessity. Sometimes sampling becomes a necessity. So when it is destructive sampling, where the items get exhausted, like testing the length of life of electric bulbs or sampling for a hypothetical population, like coin tossing, there is no alternative to sample survey. So basically, why the survey is needed? That reason is very important. For what reason are you doing the survey? That is important. Understood? Now let us go to the errors in sample survey. Now this is important. I want you to write down. Errors in sample survey. Write down. Errors in sample survey. Error म्हणजे काय? Deviation between the actual value आणि observed value. एक काहीतरी actual value असणार आहे, एक observed value असणार आहे. आता जसं मगाशी तुमचं झालं, तुम्ही कॅल्क्युलेट करताना चुकलात. Okay, so that is a error. So actual value and the observed value, there is a difference in that. So that's an error. Okay, sampling error first. Sampling errors, the first error arising due to defective sampling design. Error arising due to defective sampling design. So selection of proper sampling design is very important. If a non-probabilistic sampling design is followed, the prejudice affects the sampling technique. So let me give you an example for this. Suppose okay. Now let us take the same case. The counting was wrong. Okay, the counting was wrong. So there was an error which we understood. Now what did we do to find out that it is due to defective counting? So I told another person to count the same thing. So in this way I tried to minimize the error. So if it is non-probabilistic, means there was some problem with ohm counting, then I told Bhavana to count. Again, if there is some problem, then I will tell somebody else to count who is not in this class. So is it possible? Will such a person exist who is not present here? Will he be able to tell us the error? That is a non-probabilistic sampling design. Okay? So the bias or prejudice. So that person who is not present here, what he will say? I was not present, let me answer anything. So he will say, no, ohm is correct. Whatever ohm told, that answer is correct. So that is going to form the error. The error will arise due to defective sampling design. Have you understood this? Second, errors arising due to substitution. Okay. So if I am going to substitute ohm by Harshavardhan. Okay. So if I substitute, what will happen? According to the convenience. When difficulty arises in getting information from the original selected unit, since sampling design is not adhered, okay. So now there is a bias. Ohm has made a mistake. So I am not counting ohm now, I am going to count Harshavardhan. But what Harshavardhan will say? I am just a substitution. Even if I do anything wrong, what effect or what is going to be the loss in that? So in that case, this type of error will arise due to substitution, because the person who is substituting ohm is also not correct, or he is not doing his job sincerely. Next, errors owing due to faulty demarcation of units. Now, as the name suggests, do you know what is faulty demarcation? It has its origin in faulty demarcation of sampling units. So, they have given an example of agricultural survey. The sampler has usually a tendency to underestimate or overestimate the character under consideration. So, generally farmers काय करतात? What do farmers do? Even though they have a good production of tomatoes, let's say for example, some farmers will decide to undersell the tomatoes. So, in that case what will happen? There will be a loss for the farmer. So, either if you undersell anything or oversell anything, that is going to form faulty demarcation of unit. Understood? Last point, errors owing due to wrong choice of statistics. So, in doing sampling, correct statistics has to be seen. So, let's say take an example, the number of errors made by a person. Okay, this is my sample. So, in that case, wrong choice of statistics will be what? Whether that person is a male or female. Is it going to affect the answer, the result? No, because anybody can do a mistake, right? So, that is a wrong choice of estimate or wrong choice of statistic. And the last part is variability in population. So, errors may occur due to variability among the population beyond a degree. So, this can be reduced by following somewhat complicated sampling designs like stratified sampling or multi-stage sampling. We are going to learn what is this. Okay. So, let us move ahead. We have finished with sampling errors. Sampling errors सगळ्यांना कळले? Everybody, any doubt, anyone? Let us go to the next part, that is non-sampling errors. So, what do you think will be non-sampling errors? A bias or a prejudice. Generally, if a person decides not to do any sampling, okay, and he decides on his own that this is going to be like this only. Let's say for example, population in this entire building. So now, if a person is, let's say, is a bit lazy, what he will do? He will just tell me how many number of classes are there on an estimate. He will not go and count the number of classes and then tell me the correct value. Okay. So this is a non-sampling error. Before making the sample only, because of some prejudice, he has told me the answer. So that's a non-sampling error. Understood? Okay. So let us move ahead. Now this is important. Just a minute. Parameter. This is a formula, statistics, sampling distribution. Okay. So we will require 2 more sessions for this, I guess. Okay. Write down. Give the heading as parameter. Give the heading as parameter. A parameter is defined as a characteristic of a population based on all units of the population. Just write down, a parameter is defined as a characteristic of population based on all units of population. So this is nothing but mu. This symbol is called as mu. Mu is equal to summation. This is sigma, summation. A is equal to 1 to n. X of A upon capital N, where capital N is the total number of population. This is called as mu. Mu is equal to sigma. A is equal to 1 to n. X of A upon n. What does n denote? N denotes the population size, that is total number. And P is given by, write down, P is given by x upon n. P is equal to x upon n. Okay, write down these. This is sigma square, this is small sigma. This was big sigma. This is big sigma, this is small sigma. Sigma square is nothing but population variance. That is given as summation of xa minus mu whole bracket square upon n. Just write this down. Population variance, the formula of population variance. Now this we are going to study in the next chapter, chapter number 14. So right now you will not understand what all this is. But right now I just want you to write down the formulas and remember them. In the next chapter this will become very clear to you. So write down sigma, have you written P is equal to x upon n? Then write down population variance. Population variance is given by this. Write down this. Sigma square is equal to summation xa minus mu whole bracket square upon n. And standard deviation SD, write down, standard deviation sigma is equal to square root of summation xa minus mu whole bracket square upon n. Just write it down right now. हे कळलं नाही, हे कळणार नाही आता. You will understand this in the next chapter. Okay, then give the heading as statistic. Give the heading as statistics. Write down up till here. A statistic is used to estimate a particular population parameter. So the estimates of population mean, variance and proportion are given by. Is it done? So x bar is nothing but an average. Okay, x bar is equal to mu bar, that is equal to summation of xi upon n. Write down x bar, that is mean. This is population mean, which is given as mu bar, that is nothing but summation of xi upon small n. This is variance, population variance, sigma square, summation of xi minus x bar raised to power 2 upon n. So xi is nothing but one observation. X bar is nothing but the average of those observations. So that observation minus average whole bracket square upon n. That is given as variance square. And the last p is a parameter that is given by x upon n. Written down these formulas, all of you. So we are not going to take this part. So what we will do now is, see, the theory is too much, okay. So we will divide it into parts and try to solve. So let us go to the exercise. Okay. So I think we will be able to do question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We will solve up to question number 14 right now. Okay. So it's MCQs, question 14, 1, 4. Up to. So solve it. I'll give you 5 minutes and then we will discuss. Please solve this unit 2 exercise up to question number 14. We are going to solve set A up to question number 14. Anybody knows the answer for question 1? Sampling can be described as a statistical procedure. What option? To infer about the unknown universe from a knowledge of random sample drawn from it. Unknown universe कसं काय? What is meant by procedure? Prone. अच्छा, prone to diseases असं म्हणतो आपण तसं. अच्छा, प्रोनचं मीनिंग का? कुठे तुला दिसतं इथे प्रोनचं मीनिंग? अच्छा. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन आधी सांगता का प्लीज? Can anybody tell me the answer for the first question? C. To infer the knowledge, infer about the unknown universe, or is it both A and B? Palak, what is the correct answer? You have given option C there also? Okay, option C is the correct option. Question 1, option C. Question 2, law of statistical regularity says that, option C, a large sample drawn at random from the population would possess the characteristics of a population on an average. Correct. Next, a sample survey is prone to. Prone? Huh? Correct. प्रवृत्त करणे. वाह, good. अरे म्हणजे prone म्हणजे let's say for example if there are communicable diseases, then if you come into that particular area, there is that you are also prone to getting that disease. असं म्हणू शकतो आपण. What? Any other meaning of prone? Likely to suffer from something or to do something bad. That is prone. So this is bad, right? Error is bad. Huh? So a sample survey is prone to? So both A and B. Option D, correct. The population of roses in Salt Lake City is an example of finite population, infinite population, hypothetical and imaginary. Infinite. Option B, statistical decision about an unknown universe is taken on the basis of sample observations, sampling frame, sample survey or complete enumeration. Next, random sampling implies to haphazard sampling, probability sampling, systematic sampling or sampling with the same probability for each unit. A parameter is a characteristic of. Option A for the seventh one. A statistic is a function of sample observations, a function of population units, a characteristic of population or a part of population. A function of population units. Pallav, what answer have they given behind? Please check. A function of sample observations. See, population units statistic दरवेळेला population चीच related असेल असं काही नाही ना. Any sample can be there. So answer is A, because that is nothing but the definition of statistic, a function of sample observation. Next, sampling fluctuation may be described as. Sampling fluctuation may be described as variation in the values of a statistic, variation in the values of a sample, differences in the values of a parameter, or variation in values of observations. B is the correct answer for this, is it? पीछे देखो and tell me. नहीं, पर variation in the values of a statistic may result to sampling fluctuation. If the values only are not correct, that might lead to fluctuations, not errors. There's a difference between fluctuation and errors. Errors and fluctuations are not same. Next, sampling distribution is the distribution of sample observation, distribution of random samples, distribution of a parameter or probabilistic distribution of a statistic. Probabilistic. नहीं, मेरी probability distribution of a statistic. I don't know, tell me the answer. Is D the correct option? Last, standard error can be described as error committed in sampling, error committed in sample survey, error committed in estimating a parameter, or standard deviation of a statistic. D. A measure of precision obtained by sampling is given by standard error, sampling fluctuation, sampling distribution, or expectation. You understand the meaning of precision, right? I think सगळ्यांना बोर झालंय. Theory. का कळलंच नाही आहे काही? Whatever I have explained, have you understood today? हां. नाही येत आहे. कारण काय माहिती आहे? The reason is you have to go home and read it again. Then you will be able to use it. Isn't it? Don't you think so? This is theory. I think we'll stop here for today. Is what I feel. We'll stop here for today. Go home, read whatever is done. The entire theory part is not done. Some part is remaining. We will solve it in the next class. Bye. Yes, I can see somebody writing here. Okay, so you are telling me the options? Good. So we will stop here for today. Next time we will continue with the next part of this chapter, this particular chapter. Okay? आहे तुमच्या मैत्रिणी सगळ्या.